Hey, Bootu, what is up? It's me. It's 3 minutes till midnight, so I can't be that loud. Hang on, let me scoot up a little bit. I'm a bit chilly, if you can't tell. But anyway, this is my reaction rant to the first episode of Supergirl. I know that it's kind of out of order. I literally just uploaded The Flash Season 4, Episode 1, titled, I believe, The Flash Reborn. And I know Supergirl Season 3, Episode 1, titled Girl of Steel, came first, because, duh, it's on Monday and The Flash is on Tuesday. Legends is on Tuesday, and then, of course, apparently Arrow's been moved from Wednesday to Thursday, which kind of throws me off, but it gives me an extra day. But anyway, here's my reaction rant to, again, Supergirl Season 3, Episode 1, titled Girl of Steel, which, if you don't get that reference, I don't know what's wrong with you guys. Especially if you read comics. I don't know what to say to you. I really don't. Oh, I'm not okay. Alright, let's see here. Let's get my notes out. Yeah, leave that there. But anyway, apparently Kara's been having some dreams of Mon-El, which I kind of don't blame her, because, you know, love of her life, forced to be sent away from Earth because the entire Earth atmosphere is literally poisoning him because he has lead. Basically lead is to Mon-El like kryptonite is to Kara and Superman. You know, it's poisonous. It will kill him. And so I wouldn't be surprised if she's dreaming of Mon-El, 1, love of her life, and 2, she was forced to pretty much send him off into space. And not only has she been dreaming of Mon-El, apparently she's like very obsessive with her vigilantism. I can't even pronounce that properly. This is bad. It's literally 1 minute to midnight and I have work. I'm doing videos. The reason why I'm doing videos, even though I know I have work, like literally right now it's 1 minute till midnight. Well, nope, it's midnight. So it's officially Thursday. I have work in a couple of hours. Well, like, I have work at noon. My shift today, my shift today doesn't start till noon. But I get there early because I carpool with somebody, and they start earlier than I do. So, the thing is, though, the reason why I'm recording right now is mainly because I'm already 2 episodes off. 4 different shows. Supergirl, Flash, Legends, and Arrow. 4 shows, right? And they already all had their second episodes. Like, literally a couple of hours ago, Arrow just had its second episode. And 4 shows, 2 episodes each, that's 8 frickin' videos I need to record. And don't even get me started, I'm so far behind with Fear the Walking Dead. I already know that Fear the Walking Dead has already finished its 3rd season. And the last time I was on Fear the Walking Dead, I was literally, like, 3/4 done with just episode 5 of season 3, and they're already done with season 3, so I'm amped up right now. But anyway, Kara's obsessed with vigilantism. She's like just gung-ho, doesn't care about anything else, and she's ignoring everybody in her life. James, Wynn, Jean, her own sister, who is going to get married, by the way, to Maggie, and it's like, she's cutting off everybody, basically. She's just focusing on being Supergirl instead of, you know, having a life, basically. Anyway, how many minutes? 4 minutes, we're good. Anyway, we also see, apparently, a giant meeting that involves James Olsen, who's obviously head of Catco, and we see Lena Luthor, and we see this new guy, well, this industrialist dude named Morgan Edge. And when I heard that name, I instantly recognized it because I did read it in the comics before. I remember he was a DC Comics supervillain, obviously. He was a leader of the mob known as Inner Gang. And if you guys don't know Inner Gang, I don't want to get into that, but he's obviously someone in the comics. He's one of Superman's enemies, and he's pretty much a mob. Well, since he's the leader of a mob, technically it's like a mob boss of a mob called Inner Gang. And again, if you guys don't know Inner Gang, fine, I'll do like a brief thing here. Where are my notes on Inner Gang? I know I had small notes on Inner Gang. Do I have time? No, I do not. But anyway, yeah, the fact that he's here making a live action thing on Supergirl is pretty damn cool. But obviously, being an enemy of Superman, he's obviously up to no good here, which is kind of true because in this meeting, Morgan Edge wants to go on with his plans to build some sort of waterfront housing estate. And obviously, Lena and James are opposed to this, but of course, Morgan Edge, being an ass, ends up being hella mean and rude to Lena. He's like, are you trying to make up for your brother's sins? Or your mother's sins? Or maybe it was your sins because you're the one who brought the damn Daxamites here, right? And it's like, I want to strangle Morgan Edge. Straight up. I want to strangle him. Of course, James is now still running Catco because Cat right now apparently is a press secretary for the White House. Which I was like, go Cat. Yes. I do hope to see more of Cat Grant, the actress who plays her. I want to see more of her, because, come on, it's Cat Grant. Seeing her, everyone's reaction to having her back in Season 2 was just amazing. The reactions were the bomb, so I'm hoping now that Season 3 we'll see a little more of Cat, too. And apparently Snapper's on vacation, so, you know, James is running the fort. And what breaks my heart is that not only Kara, she's having her dreams of Mon-El, and she's having her obsession with being like a superhero instead of, you know, and ignoring everybody. She also quits Catco because she believes that she has to prioritize her vigilantism instead of, she's pretty much pushing everyone away, basically. She lost Mon-El, so she's pushing away all her friends, her co-workers, her own sister, even quitting her own job, pushing Alex away, who's marrying Maggie, by the way. So it's like, you're gonna push your friends, your sister, and what could be your future sister-in-law. Job. But anyway, like I said, since Morgan Edge is a bad guy, of course he's up to no good, and we find out that he apparently hired a criminal by the name of Bloodsport, and I recognize that name as well. Hang on here, let me find my notes on Bloodsport. Bloodsport was a mercenary villain, from what I remember. One of, again, an enemy of Superman. Any alter egos here? Apparently there are at least 3 people that went by the name Bloodsport. Robert Du Bois was the first one, followed by Alex Trent. And then the third one apparently is unnamed at the moment. I'm not quite sure why. But Robert Du Bois, the Robert Du Bois version of Bloodsport, does appear in the Justice League Unlimited episode called The Cat and the Canary. Apparently Bloodsport appears as one of Roulette's meta-human brawlers who actually fights the Electrocutioner. And he also appears as a member of the Secret Society. But apparently, off-screen, in the Justice League Unlimited cartoon, he was actually killed off-screen in the series finale, which was like, damn, right? Anyway, that is my note on Bloodsport. Let's go back to reality here. Bloodsport apparently attacks during an unveiling. Apparently, they had this cool unveiling for Supergirl where they're unveiling a giant Supergirl statue by the waterfront. And Bloodsport, of course, being hired by Edge, ends up attacking that unveiling. And the way he attacks the unveiling is by apparently submarine, because he's underwater targeting everybody there, and there's like mass chaos. And it pretty much forces Kara to go underwater to try to stop them. And while that's all happening, of course, we have other people there trying to help the commotion. And we do end up seeing a woman whose child gets trapped in that whole chaos, and for some reason this woman ends up with superhuman strength because she lifts something inhumanly heavy off of her own daughter. I'll get back to that later, but when she tries to stop Bloodsport, she ends up passing out, right? And it seems like she's gonna sink to the bottom of the damn ocean, right? Everyone's all worried and everything, but all of a sudden, back in her dream state, kind of like in the beginning when she has this dream of Mon-El where they're in a giant field of flowers and they're both wearing white outfits, and in the dream she ends up seeing her mother also. But we get that dream again just for like a briefer moment, but it's still that field, it's still Mon-El in the white outfit, and he pretty much tells her to wake up, which pretty much wakes her up, obviously, and pretty pretty much rallies her. And she manages to stop Bloodsport from attacking with that submarine, which is pretty damn cool. And I know I don't have much detail on this. This was like last week's episode. I know this premiered like October 9, so I'm trying to remember as much as I can right now, even with my notes. What else happened? Oh yeah. During this whole thing, apparently Morgan Edge, the evil jerk that, you know, wants to build waterfront housing estates and just badmouth Lena in front of the whole entire meeting, and was the one that hired Bloodsport to begin with. Apparently during the episode he announced that he was going to buy Catco, which that little attempt got nullified because Lena stops him from buying Catco by buying Catco herself. So I was like, burn. It's like, you burn her in that meeting, and then you announce you're gonna get Catco. Well, you know what? Lena got it before you. Hey, right? So I was like, go Lena. I'm loving Lena right now. She's a Luthor I'm actually liking. And, Kara, you know, despite everything, decides, you know, ignoring her friends and family is not a very healthy thing, obviously. So Kara decides, with the little nudging from Lena, because Lena's like, I'm gonna buy Catco, but I want you to come back to work for Catco. I want you here. And so she decides to return to Catco, and she also ends up joining her friends at that alien bar. She's trying to get back into things with them and everything, and it's understandable why she's trying to push them all away, and she's trying to push everything away. But it's good that despite that, you know, she's trying to not do that to her loved ones, you know what I mean? Which I love that. And I love that Lena kind of helped her a little bit with that too. And back to that woman during the whole chaos, the one that managed to inhumanly lift something extremely heavy, especially for a human being, off of her daughter, seemingly having super strength. Apparently her name is Samantha. And Alex helped her in the waterfront attack. And oddly enough, we see that same image that Kara had of her mother in the field where her and Mon-El were. But instead, her mother turned into a creepy, disturbing creature, alien-looking creature, like very scary-looking monster. And instead of Kara being the one dreaming it, it's that girl that Alex saved, Samantha, the one who apparently has inhumanly super strength and a kid. So, predictions, most likely that might be Rain, because remember at the end of season 2, not only did we say goodbye to Mon-El, we got a cutscene from the past when Krypton was, you know, exploding. We see, well, I'm not sure if we saw Superman's pod, but we definitely saw Kara's pod get sent off of Krypton. Obviously, Superman's pod was already sent before hers, but then we end up seeing a third pod leave Krypton from like an unknown area with people that did not look like Kryptonians, not gonna lie. And they literally made a reference to whoever that was in the pod. It was like a little baby that was fed blood to shut him up, apparently. And it was like, it shall grow strong there. It shall reign. Obviously, we all know who Rain is from comic books. If you don't know, read the comics. But yeah, I have a prediction that the Samantha might just be that Rain that we're hearing about. But anyway, this is my reaction rant to Supergirl Season 3, Episode 1, titled Girl of Steel. And I'm going to attempt to do Legends of Tomorrow, Season 3, Episode 1, titled A Rubicon, because not only I already did Flash, and this is Supergirl right here, so that's 2. I still need to do Legends Season 3, Episode 1, A Rubicon. I need to do Arrow Season 6, Episode 1, titled Fallout. So that's already 2 there, and that was just last week, okay? Last week. I'm literally starting to get rid of last week's episodes, and I still have to do this week, so wish me luck, guys. Love you.